Hello and welcome. Now, and if you couldn't tell by these pictures of this superhero of a man in the background, today we're going to be going over Eric Clapton, and in this video I'm going to be going over each of his albums from least to best. Huh? Did you guys like what I did there? Yeah? Took a page out of my friend James Larbham's book here and decided to create a little bit of a theme intro for this channel. Thought it deserves one. So yeah, that was kind of stealing an idea there. But anyway, hey, I thought this channel kind of deserved one. So anyway, this is going to be a bit of a long video. So what you want to do is you want to go get a drink, you know, a Coke, whatever. Bag of popcorn or something to watch this video. I got my drink here because my voice is going to go. I can already feel it going. So please bear with me, people, while I just take a sip. That's better. I feel a lot better now. Okay, I'm ready to go. So what we're going to do is in this video, I'm going over each of Eric Clapton's 21 albums. 21. No live, no compilations, and I have also ruled out Unplugged because that's really a live album. However, you guys could take a pretty good guess and say that would probably come in at number 1 or 2 here. Probably one. But yeah, I've also ruled that album out. So I'm going to go over each of Eric Clapton's 21 albums. Have included the Breeze, because it's Eric Clapton and Friends, because you get appearances from Tom Petty and Willie Nelson and a couple of others on that, but I have also decided to include that. So I'm going to go over what I think of his least album, his worst, all the way through to his best. Now I want to get one thing straight before I crack down with this video. I think that Eric Clapton doesn't really have any bad albums. You know, Eric Clapton is one of my favourite musicians, and I don't think about all my favourite musicians like that. If you take one of my other favourites, you know, oh, I'm sorry, that went down the wrong way. My top 2 musicians, Eric Clapton and Paul McCartney. The difference between Eric Clapton and Paul McCartney is, I think Paul McCartney does have a couple bad albums, like the Russian album and Driving Rain, whereas Eric Clapton's ones here, which are going to come in last, I don't consider them to be bad albums. So, you know, I don't want to sound too negative about any of these albums, because I really do enjoy them all, just others more than others. So yeah, and also, this is my opinion, of course, this is my opinion, so if you guys don't agree, that's completely understandable. So what I want you guys to do is let me know in the comments what your order would be, or let me know where you think I went wrong, where my opinion could change, and of course, this is my opinion for right here and now. So probably as soon as I hit stop on this video, when I finished filming, my head's going to probably be like, oh god, that one was in the wrong place. Because my opinion's always changing on these things. So it's not set in stone, this is just how it is at the minute. So anyway, we're going to crack right down here with number 21. And my least favourite Eric Clapton album is actually one of his more recent ones from 2004, I believe. This is the tribute to Robert Johnson. Me and Mr. Johnson. Now this is, there aren't really any bad tracks on here, but there aren't any good ones. This is as average of an album as you can get from Clapton, really. It's just a bit boring, really, but it's still not bad. It's enjoyable at times. If you get me in the right mood, I can put this on and be like, well, hey, what a cool album. This is really fun. But the majority of the time, I'd probably be like, oh, get Journeyman out or something. So this is a good album, but definitely his weakest in my mind, probably. And then I want to say another thing before I carry on with the list, actually. My Eric Clapton order here is a bit strange. I'm not going to lie. You guys are probably thinking, what? Because I'm a bit all over the place. I'll pick like one of his early 70s albums, then pick a 2000 album, then a 70s one, then a 2000 one, then an 80s one. My order's a bit all over the place. But anyway, because as you can see, that's from 2004, and then this one's from 1970... bollocks. From the 70s at some point. 75, 76, I think. So this one here is... There's one in every crowd. As you can see, I just had to glance at it just to make sure I remembered the title. This is his religious album. I'm not a big fan of religious albums myself. You know, we've been told Jesus is coming. That song there just makes you feel like, oh, God, Eric, don't go down that road. And then you've got Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, which was actually a single, which actually done pretty good. So, I think the second side of this album is really enjoyable. The A side is... not very good, really, but and the cover is horrible, really. I mean, like, you know, I'm a dog person. I love dogs, but That poor dog there, he just doesn't look happy. He looks like he needs to be put down or something, poor thing. And then on the back there is a cool picture of Eric. That should have been the cover. That should have been the cover. And maybe I'd have a bit more of a softer time with this album. Okie dokie, so then the next one up, his most recent album, The Breeze. So The Breeze is a really fun album actually, but the reason I put this one so low down is because it is all covers of J.J. Cale. Of course, that's the whole point of the album. But they are exact replicas, just with Clapton, or, you know, Tom Petty or Willie Nelson, or Don White, John Mayer, Mark Knopfler, basically singing over the top, because, you know, this basically like a karaoke session. And, you know, it's a fun album. I really enjoy it. The opening track, The Breeze, is amazing. Clapton done an amazing cover of that. However, the album overall, it's you might as well just go listen to the originals, really. But as I say, great. He done a fantastic job replicating them, which is why I didn't put it last, because a lot of effort did go into making this album, and it does sound great. He done a fantastic job. Just wish that he'd made a couple of the songs his own a bit more, but there we go. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I'm going to need to take another sip of my water here. Doing too much talking. Okie dokie. Next one up, people might be a bit surprised at this because this was quite a popular album. And I think most people would put it around the middle of this pile. However, for me, I don't know. This album here has just never really connected with me much. But saying that, it is a great album still. I really like it. It's Riding with the King, with B.B. King. So this is still an enjoyable album. There's a few good tracks on here. The actual title track, Riding with the King, is really good. Marry You, really like that song. Worried Life Blues, that one's pretty damn good. And the last track is also really good. So, really good album. And I remember the day I got this. When I ordered the record, I didn't realise that B.B. King was sick or anything. And the day that I actually got this through the post was the day that B.B. King passed away, which was kind of ironic and a very sad day. So I thought the timing of this was generally perfect. But, you know, it is a good album. I really like it. Eric Clapton's good. B.B. King, amazing on this album. And then the next album up is going to be another duet album with Mr. J.J. Cale. So this album here, again, fantastic. I love it a lot. There's some really good tracks on here. However, I kind of have similar feelings towards this one as I do with Me and Mr. Johnson. But it's better than Me and Mr. Johnson. Both of them albums are kind of similar because neither of them have any standout tracks which are like, wow. They're all kind of similar. All good. These tracks better than the Me and Mr. Johnson tracks. But they both are kind of a bit, if you get me in the wrong mood, I could be like, you know, come on, bring out Journeyman again. So it's kind of like, you know, this isn't a bad album. It's really enjoyable at times. But if you get me in the wrong mood, I would probably say, no, let's Journeyman, you know. But this is still a really good album. There are some great tracks on here still. Don't want to make it sound like I think all the tracks on here are like that, because there aren't really any standout tracks which are like wow, as I said, but there are still some good ones on here. So, you know, great album there still. Next one up, from here on, I'm really going to struggle to say bad things, because all of these albums here onwards, I generally do love. The pile that I've just gone through, I don't love, but I like them. These ones here, generally everything onwards here, I love. I'm probably too generous, I know, but I've just got such a soft spot for Clapton, because he's, as I say, one of my favourites. Next one up is going to be Reptile. Now, Reptile is awesome. The opening track is an instrumental, and it's one of the coolest instrumentals ever. And that is the title track, Reptile. And then you got You On My Mind, great track. Come Back Baby, another fantastic track. Where are we? Superman Inside, that's a really cool track. And the closing tracks, Sun and Sight. I've got to try and pronounce it now. I've started to say it, so I've got to finish it. Sun and Silver, I think that's how you say it, I hope. But anyway, that's a fantastic instrumental that closes the album. I really like how an instrumental opens and an instrumental closes this album. I love the artwork on here as well, so really cool. And now we're going to hit the 80s phase of Clapton. We've got a few 80s albums here in a row, actually. So you can tell the 80s stuff isn't my favourite period of time for Clapton. But boy, the thing is with the 80s stuff with Clapton is the whole album, it's kind of similar, but each of his 80s album will have one or two fantastic, brilliant, genius songs on. So my least favourite one here is going to be, from the 80s, is going to be Another Ticket. Cover is absolute dog crap. Such a shame. And then the back cover, you know, I mean, could they get any more simple? I mean, anyway, so this album, of course, has I Can't Stand It, which is one of Clapton's best, in my opinion. I love it. And the rest of the album, unfortunately, doesn't hold up as well as that song, but it is still a great album. I really enjoy this. So, yeah. Oh, time for another drink, guys. Sorry, I'm just going through this bottle like mad today, aren't I? I think it's just because a lot more talking to. I'm going to put it up here. It's not hiding Clapton too much, is it? I'll put it there. There we are. You can still see Clapton now. So the next one up is going to be Money and Cigarettes. Now, Money and Cigarettes, of course, had the massive song on I Got a Rock and Roll Heart. That's fantastic. Everybody Ought to Make a Change. I love that track as well. Ain't Going Down. Fantastic. Pretty Girl. Slow Down Linda. It's a really cool song as well. It's just some fantastic stuff in here. And the album cover, you know, one of the best album covers, really, because I'm going to be honest, Clapton's album covers, yeah, they're not the best, I'm not going to lie, but I really like this one with like the melted guitar there on the ironing board, so really cool. You get a bit of a close up there of it, so, you know, really, really cool. I love this. It's still a great record. Next one up, now this one and the next album, I had a really hard time deciding what one goes above what. So I went in this order. I've got August here. And, you know, this album here, Behind the Mask, it's in the way you use it, Run. Them 3 tracks there. Amazing. Then you've got Take a Chance, Bad Influence, Hung Up on Your Love. This is still a fantastic record. And you get a lot of negativity around this one, which I don't really understand. Because it really is a fantastic record. And then, as I say, that one and this one can be swapped around, but this is the order I've gone with for the minute. So the next one up is going to be Behind the Sun. Another album cover that I really like from Clapton, actually. You know, you guys saw my, for those of you who watch my channel, you know that I just done my top 10 album covers, and I kind of like the arty-farty album covers. So, yeah, that one there's a bit arty-farty, so I like that one. So this one here, of course, has Behind the Sun on, which is a fantastic track. Forever Band, also fantastic. She's Waiting, great song. So really, really cool. I think for Forever Man and She's Waiting, I think that's the main reason I put it above August, but still, both of them albums are like that for me. They're very similar, so you got to love them both equally, really. So that's just the order I've gone with for this video. Now we're going to go in with an album which I actually had a hard time placing, because whereas this album has some of his best guitar work on, in my opinion, it also has some of his weaker songs. So it's a very, very mixed bag, this album. But I love it, and I had to put it high on the list. And it's his self-titled debut album, Eric Clapton. So this is great. On the back there, you've got like the group of musicians on here, and then you can point them out at the top here and find their name. So, you know, you've got the members of the Crickets on here. Who else we got? We got Leon Russell, great pianist. He said pianoist. Who else we got? We got anyone else on here? I can't see anyone else on here that rings a big bell. But, you know, fantastic records. You know, After Midnight's on here. Bad Boy. Let It Rain. What a track. So this really is a great record. Just a couple weak songs on there which let it down a bit. But hey, it was a good start for Clapton, and then unfortunately we had to wait quite a while for his next album, 461 Boulevard. So the next one up, I'm going to be honest, I've only heard this album the once, and I played it today just so I could include it in the video. Very pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting much from this album, because it was around the drinking time. It's just after No Reason to Cry, so I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this one much, but as I say, pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed it a lot. No Reason to Cry. Fantastic album. The opening track is amazing, and then you also get Carnival, which is, of course, a duet with Bob Dylan, which I didn't know. I didn't know that Clapton done a song with Bob Dylan, so that's kind of cool. Only problem is Bob Dylan takes lead vocals. It's like, no, why can't Dylan just write the song and do some acoustic? That's all we want from him. But, you know, it's a great album. I loved it a lot. Really, really enjoyed it. Okay, it's time for sip number 4. Okie dokie. There we are. You can still see him. And then, kind of similar to August and Behind the Sun, these next two I kind of had difficult putting one over the other. And they did come out, you know, right next to each other. So, but it's kind of weird because they do have very different sounds. So anyway, the most recent one was The Breeze, the album before that. So I think this was 2013. Yep, 2013. Old Sock. I love this record. I'm just saying, the track Further On Down the Road and the single from the album, which has an awesome music video, Every Little Thing. This album is worth buying just for that song, Every Little Thing. It is an amazing song. I absolutely love it. I think he even gets his kids singing on it a bit. Just fantastic here. This is an amazing album, really. Bit reggae. Bit of a reggae album from Clapton here. But yeah, just love it. And then next one up is the album that came before that, 2010, Clapton's second self-titled. The first one was Eric Clapton, this one's Clapton, and it has his best album cover. Look at that. Look at, I'm going to just get close here and I'm going to make this the thumbnail. Okay, ready? Smile. There we are, that's the thumbnail. But what an album. I mean, just look at the cover. This is amazing. So you get Travelling Alone, which is amazing. Rocking Chair. How Deep is the Ocean? My very good friend, the Milkman. I've heard many versions of that song now, and this is the best version of that track I've heard. Everything Will Be Alright. Diamonds Made from Rain. Hard Times Blues. This is best American songbook album I've ever heard. This album just rocks. It's brilliant. If you haven't heard that album, if you're into Clapton, you like all the 70s and 80s stuff that you've heard, but you haven't ventured into his later stuff, I'm just saying, the majority of his later stuff, apart from Reptile and Back Home, is easily affordable on Amazon for £15 brand new. Go buy that album. That one there, this self-titled one here, Clapton, amazing. Amazon have it brand new, 10 to 15 pounds or dollars, whatever you want. It's around that price range. Maybe it might creep up to 20 some days, but go buy it. It's such an awesome record. It really is. And then the next one up is his album, which came out after Unplugged. So Unplugged, you know, one of the biggest selling albums of all time. Got best album of the year in 91. Or the album came out in 91, but I can't remember whether they gave it to him in 92. Okay. Anyway, so, you know, people couldn't wait for this record, and they did not get let down, because this was an awesome record from the cradle. Just a shame about the cover, really. But other than that, this album here, again, just rocks. It's such a good record. There's so many good songs on here. One of his more heavy albums, definitely. Okay, so we're in the top 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, one more, then we're in the top 5. So coming in at number 6, it's going to be the follow-up to Slow Hand, and it has a very similar feel to Slow Hand. Just, I don't know, there's a few fillers on here, I think, which is what lets it down. Backless. So Backless is a really cool record. I really enjoy this one a lot. I'm going to be honest, the main reason it's so high on here is because of the song Promises. I love that song. That's one of my favourite songs from the 70s. And you know, there are some other really good tracks on here. He does a really good duet with I forget her name, but the female vocalist who he works with from, I think she joined him on No Reason to Cry and was with him up till Backless. And she had an awesome track with him on Slow Hand called The Core. She does a great track with him on here. You got Roll It. What other songs are on here? You have to catch the light because they're like gold and they shine. So, what else? Watch Out for Lucy. What a good track. What else we got? Golden Ring. That's a good one. And I love the album cover. One of his best. So, really, really good there. Okay, now we're in the top 5. So, as we're going into the top 5, I'm going to have my last sip. I'm going to try and go the rest of the video without coming back to this bottle. Okie dokie. throw it over there so it's out of reach. Okay, so then most people would probably put this at number 1 actually. Coming in at number 5 for me, you know, I mean, it's a really good record. This is like probably nearly a 10 out of 10 record. And it is fantastic. But for me, these other 4 albums, just a little bit more enjoyable for me. But anyway, here we go. 461 Ocean Boulevard, here it is. Probably Clapton's most famous album, most appreciated album. Really, really good record here. So, you know, we got the massive Bob Marley cover hit on here. I Shot the Sheriff. Then we got Let It Grow, which is an awesome track. Give Me Strength. Willie and the Hand Jive. I Can't Hold Out. Just great tracks after great track here. This album really does rock. It's a fantastic record. And then this record here kind of feels a bit out of place, really, because I put all of his 80s stuff together around, you know, 12th to 15th or 16th, something like that. And then this one here creeps up into the top 5, and of course it's going to be Journeyman. So the Journeyman is a fantastic record. There is not a bad song on here. You got Pretending, Bad Love, Running on Faith, No Alibis, Run So Far, Breaking Point, Lead Me On, and Before You Accuse Me. This album is amazing. You know, I went for a period of time, about 3-4 months back, when I was really getting into Clapton. This album here was like the only thing I listened to for like 2 weeks running. Such a good record. Awesome. Okay, top 3, here we go. This is where we get to the really good stuff. And if you haven't checked out any of these 3 albums, go do so, because they're all fantastic. Only problem is, this one coming in 3rd place, cheap as chips on CD, but the vinyl, this is one of the 2 rare Clapton albums to find on vinyl from his studio album catalogue, and that will be Back Home. Now, Back Home opens up with what could be my favourite Eric Clapton song. It's called So Tired. Just amazing, just amazing. And then we got Say What You Will, really good song. Love Don't, Revolution. Yeah, that's a good one. Lost and Found, One Day, Run Home to Me. You know, this is just fantastic, this record. And I want to show you the gatefold. I know that we're talking about music purely here, you know, ranking his music. But look at that gatefold. How cool is that? I love it. Just this album just rocks in every way. So, as I say, the vinyl for this, it's a little bit rare, a little bit hard to find. But if you can find it, you can get hold of it for a good price, do it, because this album just rocks. It's amazing. And, you know, just so fun. Energetic album. So, love it. Okay, here we go. We're in the top 2. So now I think you guys can probably picture one album which I've missed out. But this one here, some people might have forgotten about because it's one of his 90s albums. But I just love this record. So it's has to be Pilgrim. Pilgrim rocks as well. So it's split onto 2 vinyls here, but the A side for the first vinyl, My Father's Eyes, River of Tears, and Pilgrim. Absolutely fantastic. I really am lost for words with this one. You got Circus, Born in Time, She's Gone, Inside of Me. Amazing. Love the artwork on it as well. Fantastic. And I really was going to put this at number 1. But this is my go-to album when it comes to Clapton. If I want to hear just some classic Clapton, where I know I'm going to have a good time, where I know every track on there is going to leave me walking away from the album like, that was so damn good. Slow Hand. You know, as I say, I wanted to put some of these albums before Slow Hand, really. But the reason I've put this in at number 1 is just simply because it's my go-to Clapton album. Whenever I come to this album, I'm like, damn, that was good. The opening 3 tracks were all hits. They're fantastic. You've got Cocaine, a JJ Cale cover, Wonderful Tonight. Don't listen to the live versions of that song or else it will ruin the song for you. Then you've got Lay Down Sally, Next Time You See Her, We're All Waiting, a fantastic instrumental. The Core, which is that duet which he does with that female singer, I can't remember her name. You know, just absolute pure brilliance, this album. So anyway, there we go. That's my least to best 21 Clapton records. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, please let me know what your list would be in the comments below, or if you can't be bothered to write out all 21, just give me your top 5. Hey, that sounds fun. Top 5 Clapton albums in the description below. Such an underrated artist, because everyone kind of looks at him and goes, oh, it's the guy from Cream and Derek and the Dominos. It's like, no, just listen to his solo stuff, because it's just as good. So yeah, anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like the video, please subscribe, and please leave a message. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.